welcome to Life in Numerology. I'm Jennifer. I'm so excited about this. You have no idea. I mean, I am so excited about this. I love numerology. I've been taking numerology classes and studying numerology for I don't want to give away how old I am. 22 years. Yeah. So, I'm so excited about this. I love, love, love numbers. One of the astrologers that I used to work with, she got me into astrology a few years ago because she was like, I can't believe you love numerology, but you don't love astrology. And I was like, it seems really complicated. Astrology does. And she was like, but numbers aren't complicated to you. Hmm. So I started studying astrology in 2018 because of her. So thank you again, Annie. Appreciate that. So we got a lot going on here, and I absolutely cannot wait to share some of this with you guys. And hey, Alethea, this is one of my favorite things is to talk about numbers. So I have like some things I want to go over first, and no sound. Can you not hear me? Okay, hang on. What's happening with my sound? Okay, can you hear me now? Oh, Catlin, what's happened? Um, the settings on my computer have been a little bit weird. Okay, let me just double check. Can everyone hear me? Okay, I think the sound is down. Okay, let's check the microphone. All right, microphone is up. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Um, I will say, Mercury's in retrograde. I'm doing the best I can here. Oh, up. Hang on. Okay, microphone is definitely up. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me now? It maybe the microphone just need to be closer, you think? I don't know what's happening. Um, but I want to get this ironed out because, Mercury is in retrograde. Thanks, right? Um, and I've been recording all day, y'all. I hope that you could hear me on the recording. So I'm going to have to go back and check. Fantastic. Okay. So, who's ready to do some numerology? I'm so excited about this. So, is this really better? Like having it just up on me like this? This is crazy. This is so crazy. Okay, we've already got a troller. I don't know which Facebook account it's in. It's targeting Tina right now. Please ignore the spammer in I don't know which Facebook account it's in. I'm in 2 or 3 Facebook accounts streaming, so I don't know who this is. Don't Please ignore the spammer. I'm so sorry. Um, and now they're hitting Catlin. Okay, so I'm gonna figure this out. See what's going on. Okay. Oh, great. I'm so glad, Alethea. All right. So Alethea is on YouTube. She can hear me. Catlin says she can hear me better on Facebook. And it could just be like a connection with Facebook because I'm getting a lot of bars on my thing. Um, I, y'all, I'm so sorry about this troller in here. I can't get rid of them, and I don't have a moderator. So I'm sorry. Okay, so I want to talk about the differences in some of these numbers, um, or some of the way that people read numbers. So there is an esoteric numerology, and it is in this wonderful book called Numerology and the Divine Triangle. If if you ever have an opportunity to take this class, with a lady named Teresa Wilson. I highly, highly recommend it. It is, it's just an amazing class. I loved the class. I've actually, I think I've sat in on 2 of her classes now because I just can't get enough. But it's a fantastic, it really is a fantastic class. This is a wonderful book. So if you just want to check out the book, that'd be great. If we have an opportunity on this show, I will talk about the divine triangle and breaking it up into different parts of your life. It's fascinating, let me tell you. It's really this is a cool book. It's fascinating. But I've been looking at numbers for so long now. I just immediately start adding things up. Like in line at Chick-fil-A, I add up the numbers of the card tag in front of me. I can't help it. On my when I get my receipts, I immediately add up the numbers in front of me. It's just it's habitual. I just can't stop myself. So for all of my clients, the first thing I do is ask them for their birthday. Not necessarily for their astrology chart, which I do as well, but because I need to know their number. I need to know their life path number. I calculate everyone's life path numbers and I laid the pieces of paper out so that I could show them to you. Oh, okay, here they are. I calculate everyone's life path numbers because what I do is I make a whole thing for the year. So this is an example of what I do for the year. So when I'm talking to someone with a 1 life path number, I can just glance at it and see what their year is going to be like. See, like, because there's always some repetitions. There's always repetitions. For instance, when I do someone's life path number and I look at like the whole year, I know right away that in November and December, that same energy is going to carry over into the next year in January and February. Those same energy, that same energetic vibe, that same energetic expression in those numbers is going to carry over into January and February, which is another reason why I put a lot of emphasis on March being the real start of the new year. That and, the Chinese New Year is usually in February sometime. So I put a lot of emphasis on that because that's when the vibration really starts to change. That's when the vibration like changes up for the full year. So there's a lot of emphasis in the vibration of numbers. Okay, so I want to talk about like different numbers. Okay, so we have a life path number, which is the birthday, and that's primarily what I work with. I learned a long time ago that when I lived in Denver, I would ask people for the name that was on their birth certificate to get their numerology that way. People would lie to me about the name that was on their birth certificate before they would lie to me about their birthday. Isn't that fun? I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's some interesting names out there that would, I guess could be embarrassing. But they would lie to me about that. So I was like, okay, we're going to skip that and we're just going to do birthdays from now on because we do have different expressions. All right. So there's a personality number. There's even like an inner and outer personality number that you can calculate. There's your soul, your soul's path, your heart's desire. So there's a lot of things that we do carry around. So that's with our name. I also do that for the name of businesses because it's really, really important that you have a business name that has a good number to it. Because there's no bad numbers, right? There's no bad numbers. I just want to emphasize that. But there are better numbers for businesses and business addresses And there are worse numbers for businesses and business addresses. So I'm going to go through that as well. Like for this show. Um, but the importance of numbers is just, for me, I get a lot of messages, I get a lot of the vibrations. It helps me to understand, like, kind of what's happening. And my guides send me numbers all the time. So every time I see my birthday, not the year, just the month and the day, every time I see that, when I'm asking a question, when I'm going through some problems, I know that I'm the answer. Not that I'm like, oh, I'm so great. It's just that I know I hold the answer, that I can get this. Like, I'm here to fix that, or I'm here to do that, or I'm the answer to that problem, and that I have to work it out. So that helps me too. I know a lot of people talk about seeing 1111 all the time, right? Oh my gosh, how many people see that? Mhm. So, some of these books, here's one of my favorites. I love Kyle Gray because he has fantastic cards that I use, and but this wonderful book that he addresses, like, times in his book. I don't know if you guys can see that. And hey, Suzanne. Um, did I say hey to everybody? I see Julie and Queasy Jones. I like that name. Catlin, I said hey to you. Tina, hey. Um, I this is great. Look at all these people. And except for the troller, which we're just gonna ignore, right? Jolly. So I really like his book because he talks about, like, some of the numbers that we see in um on clocks repeatedly, 234. That's a big one, right? But really, when you add it up, is it? Because it's a 9. So that's K Wheezy. I'm sorry. I thought about uh like Wheezy from the Jeffersons. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so weird. I'm also old and I like the Jeffersons. And it's not just because Lenny Kravitz's mom was on there. That's my man. Um, but I really do. I like his book. He goes through progressive numbers and what some of these numbers mean. It's just really wonderful. Does 9 exist in numerology? Absolutely. 9 is a big deal in numerology. The other thing that's a big deal in numerology that people forget a lot is the number 0. And 0 is an important number. Now, we can't calculate somebody's birthday and get a 0, right? But 0 is a a number, and I don't want to discount it here, okay? The other book that I really like, and I don't know if it's still in print because this woman is she's no longer printing her stuff. She's kind of gotten in a weird space. But Doreen Virtue's Angel Numbers, actually, his numbers are not that far off from hers. So I really like his. As a reference book, it's really awesome. If you don't know what some of these numbers mean, this is pretty awesome. Um, so 0 is, yes, exactly. 0 is exactly like the tarot is, the fool is a 0. Is so it's so amazing. I mean, I think that it's great that they put that on the tarot cards. I know you can see my dog scratching in the background. She's been in the videos more and more lately. Mm. I think she didn't want to be outdone by the cats. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the new videos on the new channel of readings at the round table, but the cats keep walking through the cameras. Like, I have a camera overhead so you can see the cards I'm pulling, and the cats are just They're like, oh, we got to get in there. All the time. So much fun. So 0 is, in some places, the void, the unknown, the moment before birth. Like in the tarot, the fool is getting ready to step out, right? Getting ready to take that leap of faith, which could be considered like birth, or, however you want to put that, like stepping in, stepping, not stepping off a cliff. I just want to make that clear. But the moment before birth, how we approach this time in our lives, how we face our fears, how we move towards the unknown, and its infinite possibilities will determine the brilliance of what happens after the 0. Oh, isn't that great? So I wish that I could claim this, but I can't. This is from Greer Jonas, who I got these cards when I got to go to some seminars in New York at the Edgar Casey Center there. And she was there selling her numerology cards, and you know how I am. Didn't even, I was just like, yeah, it says numerology on it. I'm good. So they're really nice. I mean, there are not that many of them because, they only go up to the master numbers of 44, but they're fascinating cards. So if you ever see those out and about, they're really awesome. Numerology Journey Inspiration Cards by Greer Jonas. The other thing is, I wanted to mention this about numerology because one of my friends who does numerology said that she started her numerology journey in like the late 70s by buying a little booklet at the end of the checkout in the grocery store. And it was just like, your numbers or something like that. And she bought that little booklet. And because she was doing readings even then. And she was like, I learned the most about it then. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is just incredible. I mean, oh yeah, she is a pro now. But I just thought that was so funny because I used to make fun of those books. And she was like, oh no, she said they really have a lot of information in them. So I kept thinking about it and obsessing about it. And one day I was at a used bookstore and they had one of those. And I was like, oh, mine, I'll take it. And they were like, it's $2. I was like, yep, I'll take it. I mean, it was like 79 cents back in the day, right? And I was just like, it's fine. It was a cute little book. It was really interesting too. One time I seen some numbers and was guided to add them up and look at the meaning. It's the only time I ever still don't understand. Okay, really? Well, see, now I do that all the time because I just am constantly, I'm constantly looking for information. Catlin. So when I see numbers, or if I'm in a reading with somebody and I see numbers and I'm like, what does this mean to you? Why do I keep seeing the number 12? What's going on with this? What's going on with this? And then they'll be like, oh, yeah, this happened, to me then. Or I'll break it down to 3 and I'll be like, so what are you not communicating about? So there's a lot to do with that, like, that triggers me. Does that make sense, Catlin? Because I'm constantly looking at numbers. And I think that could be just a trigger for me and not necessarily for everyone. But I love that everyone now is looking at like 1111. My life path number is a 224. So I'm constantly, when I see 22s, I'm like paying attention. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. So I want to start with calculating your life path number. All right. This is gonna be really important, and oh my gosh, I love that. We got a 33.6 here in the chat. So, the first thing I want everyone to do is calculate their life path number. This is your birthday, month, day, and full year. So, put in the 19 whatever. Is there anybody here that was born in like 20 anything? I mean, I have to start thinking about that because I actually did have a client that was 21, and I was like, "What year were you born?" And I wrote down 19, and she just looked at me, and I was like, "What?" And she goes, "I was born in 2000." And I was like, "Oh, yeah." So I have to start really thinking about that now. It's really funny. Um, but if there's anybody here that was born in the 2000s, that's awesome. That's amazing. But you really want to think about, like, adding up your birthday. Now, if you end up, when you reduce the numbers down, like add them all up and reduce the numbers down to a one-digit number. If you end up with a 2, 4, 6, or 8, we're going to re-add those numbers and see if you get the master numbers of 11, 22, 33, and 44. Now, there's some numerology people, and I'm not judging. I'm not. They can do it any way they want to. They're very pure, and if it doesn't add up the first time to if it doesn't add up the first time to an 11, 22, 33, or 44, they won't re-add it. I will. Because there's more than one way to skin a cat. No offense, Badger. I mean, I got other cats in here. I can't be saying that. That was wrong. So, okay, Julie, I want you to re-add your birthday. Okay? Like, try adding the year together first, and then having that as like a number, and then adding it to your month and day. Sometimes that works, but yeah, it does, like, um it can change it. Yeah, usually I look up the initial number to see what it means. That wasn't the only time it led me down a different rabbit hole. Hasn't since. Okay, we're gonna go through some of these great things here. Okay, I promise, Catlin, we're going to go through a lot of definitions for these numbers. Hey, Courtney. Hang on. Okay, if you're a 10, Alethea, that means you're a 1. And I have your numerology on file, but my notebook is below me at the moment. Yes, Alethea, you're a 1. Julie, you are 22. You guys, if you are putting your actual birthday, your real birthday on this chat, delete it off, please. Just because people will be watching this in the reruns, and I don't want them getting your shit. Stuff. Wait, no, this is my channel. Hope I'm not offending anybody. Julie, you are definitely a 22. Okay, Alethea, yes, the zero is important, but yours comes out to, like, the way I added yours up, I ended up with a 19. 1 plus 9 is 10, but 1 plus 0 is 1. So we do go through the motions of adding that in. Okay. So I'm going to start with some of these life paths. With some of them, I don't know if we're going to get to all of them tonight, but I wanted everyone to know what their number is before we continue, because I want to go through the definitions that I have amassed in the last couple of decades, the definitions that I use in my classes, and I have handouts. Oh, by the way, for some of you that had been, I told you that I would get you a copy of the book the color definition that we did on metaphysical practices a few weeks ago. I am still waiting to hear if it's going to be an infringement of copyright for me to copy that. I just don't want to get into trouble. So I'm still waiting, but I haven't forgotten, and I'm ready to like pull the trigger as soon as my brother tells me, or the attorney tells me that it's okay for me to do this. Um, but do you calculate pentacles too? Pentacles. What's pentacles? I do names, and we're gonna do our names too. We're gonna do our whole name, and we're gonna do the just the vowels, and then just the consonants as well. So this is how I want everyone to start, is with their birthdays. Okay, is just having that life path number that we can get like in tune with, and we can go. Okay, this is so important. And Okay, Jennifer, you are 3. Delete your actual birthday off of here. Catlin, I'm doing yours right now. Okay. Hang on just a second. Okay, Catlin, you are a 33-6. Um, delete your birthday off of there. I did yours, Jennifer. Um, okay. Wheezy. Wheezy, you are also a 3. 10. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna double check. Um, who else did I tell was a 3? Jennifer Cressman. Yep. Okay, so what's the other number you're giving? Okay, Courtney has a good question. What's the other number you're giving? Okay, Courtney, if people end up with a for their life path number, if they end up with a 2, a 4, a 6, or an 8, I tell them to re-add that, because that's those are can also be 11s, 22s, 33s, or 44s. So I always have them re-add it. Again, some numerology instructors will not have you do that, and that's okay. But this is just how I do it. Um, so okay, does everybody feel good? Everybody knows what their life path number is? If you put your real birthday in this chat, delete it, please. Delete it out of the comments. Because I don't want somebody in watching the reruns of this, because I don't know a lot of those people, and 70% of the people that watch the shows on my channel aren't subscribers, so I don't know them. And I don't want your birthdays being out there. Yeah. Okay. So now that we have life path numbers, we're going to go through, I'm going to quickly just talk about some of the highlights of these numbers. I'm not going to go in depth in them, because I'm going to spend more time talking about these. Okay. But I especially want to go over some of the ones that are in the chat tonight. Okay. I think Alethea is a 1. So this is Genesis. This is new beginning. This is an independence. It's a 1, right? It's the it's the next step after the 0. Oh yeah. All right, 2s. Now, here's something important. If you're an 11, you also carry the vibration of a 2. All right. So if you're an 11, that's why I always say, like Jali is saying that it's a 22-4. Yes, because a 22 carries the vibration of a 4 as well. Okay. So 2 is all about couples. It's all about partnerships, business, family, romantic, whatever. It's friendships. It's about unity. It's about partnerships. And, of course, there's more. 3. 3 is an important number because it's the 1 and the 2 coming together. It's the yin and the yang coming together. 3 is about expression, and it's about speaking your truth. Yeah, I know. And again, this is a synopsis. We're going to go through these in much more deeper detail, especially when we get to the names, okay? 4. 4 is a manifester, okay? It's time to build, it's time to work, but it's also a time to remove clutter from your life. I need to work on that more, especially since I'm a 4. Okay, 5. 5 is pivotal changes. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of passion. It's a very gregarious number, but changes. Changes. 6 is a number of harmony. That's the number we're in, actually. I'm sorry. My eyelash has been on a long time today, guys. 6 is the number of harmony. It's the number of balance. It's the balance between the light and the dark. It's as above, so below. I know. 7 is a very spiritual number. It's a spiritual connection, because it's a number of connection, not just to other people, but to the universe and to nature. It's also a number of spiritual expansion. So here's a story, and I'm going to teach you guys how to do this as well. My house number when we first moved in was a 7. I was excited about that. Spiritual expansion, spiritual knowledge, right? But there were people living in my house, Dr. Seuss, who had a real hard time with that. He had a real hard time with that. So I changed the number of my house. Well, I changed the vibration number of my house. And I did that because he was really, really struggling with the spiritual expansion part. And I think it was just too much too soon. I was excited about it. He was not. So I changed the number of my house. And yes, you can do that. You can do that on a building, a business, things like that. To make it more more abundant for you, or just more peaceful. So 7 can be a tough number because it's searching for and recognizing peace and insight. So it can be a tough number. 8. Oh my gosh. Who doesn't love an 8? When you turn an 8 over on its side, it's the infinity sign. So 8 is a number of abundance. It's a big manifesting number. But as I tell people that have 8 as their life path number, I'm like, well, you can manifest pretty much anything you want. So do you want a bucket of gold or a bucket of shit? Your choice. I know. I am such a funny numerologist. 9. Oh my gosh, I'm serious about the eyelashes. I think my eyelashes are just like, lady, these have been on for hours. You need to get this shit off. Okay, number 9. 9 is the number of transitions. It's the number of completions and releasing. So that's an important number. It really is. And I think it's wonderful because we have to have endings in order to have a new beginning. Yeah. All right, 11. 11 is the first of the master numbers. It's all about enlightenment and intuition and powerful creativity. Don't forget, it also carries foundation of a 2. The 22, as someone has already said in the chat, is a master builder. They're the counselor. They build and strengthen everything. They're an arbitrator. They're a healer. But they carry the foundation of the 4 as well. 33. 33 is all about balance. They are very dynamic. They are very creative. But they also want to be in service to their communities, to their families. They want to support other people. So they want to have fun, but they want to give back. Ooh, it's all about balance with these people. I know. And 44. Oh, wow. I don't see many 44s, but I do love them. 44s are the master healers. They're the architects. They're the alchemists. They're carrying that foundation of an 8. They can pretty much bring in anything they want to. So when we hit a 44 day in numerology, when I see somebody that's a 44, I'm like, oh, what are we doing here? What are they doing? You know, it's very exciting. It's very exciting to meet a 44. So I would say, 55, but I've never seen a 55, to be honest with you. I've only gotten like different ways of adding up to 10, but I've never had a 55. Not yet. And it ain't over yet, right? I mean, I've only been doing this for 22 years. Oh my gosh. Really can't be that old, right? So, we're going to talk about all of these numbers more in depth. We're going to learn how to calculate, not only, we've got your life path number, we're going to learn how to calculate your personal year. We're going to learn how to calculate your personal month using your life path number. Hang on, I've got a list. As a Virgo, I know you're surprised by that. We're going to do your expression number, which is with your name. Sorry. We're going to touch a little bit on the esoteric, like the esoteric numerology. And like I said, if we have time, I can go through some of these. If you are interested in getting some of my handouts, and they're very basic, I'll just tell you right now, they're very basic, but what I've done is I've put together just the numbers and the some of my definitions to the numbers, and I want you to fill in more of what it means to you. So I can send you guys those. If you want a copy of that, you can email me at metaphysicalroundtable@gmail.com and just say numerology handouts. Okay? I already have them in the PDF, so they're ready to send out. But it's just going to go through, and it's just really, really basic, because I want you guys to have the basic definition for each of these numbers, and then I want you to add to it. Okay? And thank you, Julie Gardner. That's awesome, because I just turned 50. What? And I feel really good because my trainer is like 53 and she is hot. So this is really awesome. Yeah. Well, you're welcome, Ward. So you can email me at, you must have started at 8. I love you, Alethea. But you guys can email me at metaphysicalroundtable@gmail.com, and I will get those to you. All you have to do is just put in numerology handouts, and I'll get them out to you. Okay? It actually may take me a few days, because right now I'm like it's taking me like 3 to 4 days to return emails and phone calls. It's just been a busy week because there's so many Virgos in my family. All right. My husband, my mom, my youngest son, me, my brother. It's been really interesting. And my family threw me a surprise party for my birthday. I was surprised. My cousin's a Leo, but she's still an August birthday. So does the time of birth matter? That's a whole nother show, Catlin. You're right about that. It does matter, but that's a whole nother show because, Catlin, that is when we do the astrology chart. Which is another thing I want to tell you guys. I use a couple of sites to do some calculations for numerology because I mean, I do trust myself, but I like to see what else is out there. And also when I am calculating for people's business names, I can do it rather quickly. So this is a name calculator that's free online. All right. It's a name calculator that's free online. It is numerology.astro-seek.com. I think I can type that in. Sorry, my service just changed their stuff, so I'm going to see if I can put this in here. Ticker, add new. Okay, I'm going to type this in real fast so that y'all can see it. Okay, now this is what I use. This one is what I use to calculate the names of businesses. It says full name at birth, but that's what I do because I have clients that'll text me and I'll give them I'll give them the site, but they want some opinions. I will say that some of their definitions are a bit different than what I would use, but I still like the fact that they give you all of it. I mean, they give you the destiny number, which is the life path number. They give you your heart's desire. They also call it a soul urge number on here and a personality number. So those are all ones that I already like. So, but I just look for the numbers and then I put in my own definitions. That's not it's not wrong to follow their definitions either. So I'm sorry, I'm going back to the chat. Okay, so I really regret my time of birth is unknown. That's okay. That's okay, Alethea, because the only thing that will change in your astrology chart is your rising sign and the houses that your planets are in is not going to change the sign that they're in when you find out when you look at your astrology chart. But knowing your personality, you can kind of make some guesses. Like you can make some logical guesses. I usually start, if people don't know their birth time, I start with noon because, again, an astrologer that I used to work with, that's what she did. She started with noon and she sort of worked her way out from there because the rising sign changes like every couple of hours. So you can kind of go through and figure it out. Yeah. Is this calculation right? Let me see, Ward. Yes, that is correct. That's very nice. Oh my gosh, an 11 too. And so you don't need to know your birth time for numerology, but you do for astrology. Ward, don't forget to delete your birthday from the chat. Okay? I don't want anybody's birthdays hanging out in the chat. So if people watch this later, especially on YouTube, especially my YouTube people, because again, a lot of people that watch my show after are not subscribers. So make sure you delete your birthday from the chat. Where do you put business name on that site? Okay, Julie, where it says full birth name, That's where I put the business thing. Because there's a couple of numbers that are just not the best for business. They're not bad numbers, right? So one of my sons, my oldest son, has a 5. He's a 5 life path number. Fantastic. That's great. He needs that because in his chart he's got a lot of earth, so he's really grounded. So he needs that 5 in numerology to keep him sort of going, right? To keep him active. But a 5 on a business or a 5 on a business address, not the best unless it's something that is constantly changing. If you want your business to plant roots and grow, then you want to have something that would bring you in like abundance, like a or a partnership of some kind. So you would like for it to be a 2 or a 22 or an 11 or an 8 or a 6 even, because the 6 is balance, it's harmony, and it's part of the community. So you see where that is? Like you don't necessarily want to have like constant changes in your business unless that's what your business is constant change. And I don't know anybody whose business is like that. Uh-oh. What happened to all my Facebook chats just went away. Okay, Ward, but am I an 11 or a 22? No, Ward, you're both. Because an 11 carries the vibration of a 2 as well. So an 11 has its own meanings, but it also carries the vibration of the meaning of a 2. It's awesome. Yeah. That was so weird. All of a sudden, my YouTube chat just like came right, like repeated itself. So, okay. Julie, is that for your business? You got 3, 1, and 11. That's good, Ward, because you're carrying both. You are carrying both. This is fantastic. This is so great that you guys are so engaged. I love it. I love it. I didn't even look to see what today was in numerology. Um, I should have. Huh. Oh my gosh, today is a 22 day. Shut up. I'm going to add that again just to make sure. 9 plus 7 plus. Oh my gosh, today is a 22 day. Julie, I love that. Okay, so is your business have a lot to do with communication? Because that's what the 3 is. Compassion in action with Jules. Oh my gosh, how neat is that? But this is why I think there is an importance with numbers. One of my clients, she met a man that she was in love with, and but she couldn't figure out why she had like a couple of relationships like fail once she moved into this house. And I was like, oh, well, it's your address. You need to change the vibration of your address. And she was like, I'm sorry, what? So she changed the vibration of her address to a 2, and her fella moved in with her, and they're going good. Julie, oh my gosh, that's perfect. 3 is perfect for your business. It's 3 is all about communication. And you're going to hear me say this more than once about 3s. It's speaking your truth without causing injury to others. That is perfect. That's perfect. Okay, Alethea, what happened to your thing? It says wash hands, wash hands, wash hands. Wow, you guys, this is so awesome. I'm excited. Saw 11:11 on my clock for weeks when I thought I went to the shop to go pay the shop. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. That is really cool, Ward. So that could also be messages, which we're going to go over as well as like messages from numbers. Actually, let's just go ahead and start with that. We got 9 minutes left. So, Catlin, I got 954 for my name. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's great. So, Catlin, you're good at helping people like with transitions. You're good with transitions. Such an important number. Somebody else is in the chat. Her husband is a 9 and good with transitions, good with endings. So here is a couple of here's a couple of definitions. You know I'm gonna have to get my glasses. Bet you I look 50 now, don't I? Okay. 1111. You are one with God, angels, and ascended masters. Align your thoughts with the highest goodness and truth in order to bring love into the world. Let's see what else we got. Stay positive. Your thoughts are materializing rapidly, so you want to ensure positive outcomes by focusing only on the good within yourself and others and this situation. That's 1111. Yeah. Awesome. Catlin, I think that's awesome for your name. Y'all, I'm so excited about this. Like, this is going to be absolutely terrific. I mean, I loved the In the Tarot, but this is going to be super fun because I I can't get enough of numbers. So, as we are calculating, we've got our personal year, right? Our life path number. So personal year is really, really easy. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in here too. Hey, Liz. I'm going to go ahead and put that in here too. So to calculate your personal year, all right, you're going to take your life path number. I'm sorry, not your life path number. Your birthday, birth month. So just birthday, birth month, and then add the year, the current year. So this year is a 6. So my personal year is probably scary. 8 plus is a 9. My personal year is a 9. Oh my gosh. Lots of transitions this year for me. Okay. All right. Hang on, Catlin. So your personal year, you're going to take your birth day and your birth month, add them together, and then add it to the current year. And the current year is a 6 year. 2022 is a 6 year. Not a 33, but a 6. Okay. So I'm going to double check. Yep. My personal year is a 9. Okay, hang on. Let me come back up. Oh, great, Liz. Nice. Your life path number is an 11, so you also carry the vibration of a 2. That's the great thing about being a master number. Okay, I'm scrolling back up the chat to see. Okay, I've got Ward's birthday here. So, Ward, don't forget to delete your birthday, okay? I'm using his as an example. So Ward's personal year is also a 9. Because it ends up to be a 27. So Ward, your personal year is also a 9 because 27 breaks down to a 9. Let me see if anybody else. Okay, Wheezy, you're in here. Let me see if I got yours. Wheezy's personal year is a 3. Jennifer Cressman. Jennifer's is a 4. So she's doing a lot of creating this year. Okay, Catlin. Wow, Catlin, you are in a real manifesting year, Catlin. It's 44. It's 44. So it's a 44-8. That's awesome. Show us how to add up the numbers. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna use my grandfather's birthday. I mean, my great grandfather, because he was born in 1900, and I use his as an example all the time. Okay, so this was his date of birth. Another Virgo, by the way. Okay, so this was his date of birth. Okay, now his life path number. Okay, hang on. Okay. Okay, so his life path number was an 11-2. Now, I'm going to take his date of birth. Oh my gosh. All right, that spammer is back. Here is the spammer. Please ignore this person. I don't know who that is. It's a spammer. Please ignore them. Hey, Natalie. Yes. The 11 is a life path number as well. It's a master number, but you also carry the vibration of a 2. Okay, Julie, so we're doing this as an example. All right, so now to do his personal year. Okay, so to do his personal year, I would take the month, the day, sorry, and then this year, the current year that we're in. I get 2041, which equals 7. Okay, that would be his personal year if he hadn't died 30 years ago. But I mean, so this is pretty. That was his birthday, and I do always if they have a master number, I always put it like 11-2, 22-4, because they carry the vibration of both numbers. Okay, this is good. Oh, Alethea, oh my gosh, really? A 7? A spiritual expansion year. That is awesome. Yes, Catlin, yours is a 44. I love it. Ward, yours is a 9, just like mine. It's a transitional year. What? This is going to be great, you guys. It really is. This is going to be so wonderful. I cannot wait to go through this more with y'all. So we've started out really strong. We've got our life path numbers. I want to start talking more about like all of the numbers. Like we're going to go through how to calculate more of our names. If you need it old school, I can send you this. If you want some of the definitions for these numbers, a very scaled down version of it, I can email it to you. So just email me at metaphysicalroundtable@gmail.com. Sorry, I feel like there's a phone buzzing and I can't find it. Email me at metaphysicalroundtable@gmail.com and I will send it to you. Okay? Seriously, there is a phone buzzing and I cannot find it. This is like Mercury retrograde, right? So much fun. So, okay, this was a great start to life and numerology. So next week we're gonna start cracking down more on like going through some of these numbers more, going through some of the definitions. I really want to get into each number because there's no bad numbers. There's no bad numbers. I know I've been accused of not liking the number 5. I think the number 5 is fantastic. I think it's wonderful and I think we all need pivotal change. I just don't think it's the right thing for a business. I mean, but that's also my opinion. So we can look at all these numbers, and I'm sure that we could see a problem with it, with a business or with a person or whatever. But it's important that you have the vibration that's right for you. Okay? I thought my life path expression number was a 3. You know more about it? I thought your birthday came out to be an 11-2, Ward. Liz Brewer, you are was 25 minus 11. Are you adding it? 25 plus 11? You guys have some fantastic questions. Thank you, Julie. This is going to be a great group. So I've got people on. So I'm streaming to I think 2 or 3 different Facebook pages and 2 YouTube channels. So if you are not seeing other people's comments, I'm looking at all the chat at one time. So that's why I read a lot of the comments out loud or the questions out loud. Makes 36. Okay. So is that your Liz, is that your life path number or is that your year number? I feel good with 3s. Well, Ward, you should. 3 is an awesome number. It's a communication number. Okay. So if your life path number, Liz, you don't add your life path number to get your personal year. You add your day of birth, your month of birth, and the current year that we're in, and that'll give you your personal year. If your life path number is an 11-2, don't like change that. Because the current year that we're in is a 6. 2022 is a 6 year. So add the month. See, here's his date of birth. And what we did is we added in the month, the day, and then the year. And that gets down to 7. Does that make sense? Is that better? I thought that would just throw that in as like a little bonus tonight. Because I want to get you guys where you can calculate all of this stuff. Very excited. Okay, so that's a 7. That's a 7 personal year. Hang on, let me hide this. So Julie, that's a 7 as your personal year. This year makes 25. Okay, Liz, so this is a 7 year for you as well. That's really awesome because it is spiritual expansion. It's a fantastic time, but some people just have a real hard time with it. I think I did mine wrong then. No, Catlin, I think I did yours. Um, oh wow, that's a good combination word. Um, I think I did yours, Catlin. I added yours up. You're a Libra, right? Catlin, yours is 44. I did. I added yours up. Yours is 44. Yay! All right, you guys. I'm so excited. This is going to be a fantastic class. So, in the series, if everybody's like catching on, if everybody's doing a good, loving it, then I am going to I may touch on some of the esoteric numerology that I learned from Teresa Wilson and this fantastic book that she introduced me to. It really is wonderful. There's lots and lots of numerology books out there. I love them all. Yes, I do. I love them all. They're all slightly different, slightly quirky, and I love it. So hang on, Catlin. I'll help you work it out, okay? We'll get this. All right, you guys. I am going to go and say goodnight to my boys. So I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night. I cannot wait to see you again next week. So start practicing your numbers. Start Googling them. That's fun. I know. Isn't Teresa awesome, Julie? I mean, she's freaking great. I would go to a class where she was reading an insurance manual. She's just fantastic. But you guys have a wonderful night. Catlin, I'm gonna send you some emails. If you guys want some of the handouts that I have for these classes that I teach in person as well, which I haven't done, of course, in a couple of years, just email me at metaphysicalroundtable@gmail.com and I'll send them out to you. Okay. Be patient with me. Give me a couple of days. All right. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Don't forget, get out there and make your magic. And I'll see you tomorrow night if you're joining metaphysical practices. All right. Bye.